Ladies and gentlemen, Don Lemon will be either fired or he'll resign from CNN very soon. They want him to be suspended. A prominent, let's just say, liberal group wants him to be suspended for his remarks pertaining to his remarks about Nikki Haley. That Nikki Haley was either over the hill or what she not in her prime. He's actually older. He's I believe 55, 56. Nikki Haley is 51. So he's actually older than Nikki Haley. So the interesting thing is he's older. He is stating something that is offensive to any woman. Republican, Democrat, left, right, conservative, liberal, it really doesn't matter. 51, by the way, is young. Okay, 71, 81 is young. 91, if you have you're young at heart, fantastic. I don't think anyone at any age, I mean, this is not some kind of motivational nonsense, but I don't think at any age you are limited in terms of how much you can enjoy life and how good you can be to people and how good you can be to the world and how much potential you can fulfill in life. It doesn't matter how old you are. But the interesting thing is, if Trump had stated this, it would have been the end of the world, oh my God. They would have demanded that Trump, resign from 24 or, not run and remove himself from the presidential contest and, enter Alcatraz willingly. And, they would have made a spectacle, as always, in the most apoplectic manner. But it was CNN, and it was Don Lemon. So the ladies at The View are not going to be too upset. Okay? Oftentimes, well, almost always, there's a double standard. If a Republican, or especially if Trump says something that is somewhat offensive or crude, they'll make the biggest deal of whatever Trump says, and it'll be indicative of a larger story about how immoral Republicans are and how moral and just the Democratic Party is. Now you finally have a prominent liberal group demanding Lemon be suspended indefinitely. Fox News, prominent liberal women's rights group, defends Nikki Haley, demands Lemon be suspended indefinitely. The Hill, Ultraviolet calls on CNN to suspend Don Lemon from talking politics after Nikki Haley insult. So you have a situation where finally his words are coming back to haunt him. And it's interesting because the mindset, the mentality, he actually believes this. So it's not that Don Lemon is this virtuous left-leaning pundit that is just so interested in truth and goodness and morality. It's that he's acting. He actually is probably a lot more conservative, or what you would think a conservative might think, or what you would think a person who, I mean, it's like, I'm conservative on a lot of things now, but I don't think that anyone is over the hill. Nikki Haley or anybody is over the hill at 51. I don't think that phrase, over the hill or not in your prime, you can be in your prime at 100. It really, like, that is not something that I think age is not only just the number, but it's what's in your head and what's in your heart. When he says she's not in her prime, what he's actually stating is he has an archaic mentality that he would immediately condemn if it were leveled against a Hillary Clinton or anyone else. Hit subscribe, by the way, to this channel right now. Every day at 8:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Pacific. I don't know why I stopped doing them the past week and a half, But every single day at 8 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Pacific for the next 2 years and beyond, forever, because we're going to have a very interesting 2 years. It's been a bit slow in terms of the news that's really like I'm really like good or enjoy talking about, but things are heating up, especially in terms of what I enjoy talking about on this channel. And I will restart H.A. Goodman's other channel this week. But yeah, I mean, hit subscribe, go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. And if you want to support my work long-term, my Patreon is below. The super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. Your super thanks is so greatly appreciated also. And I will have a live stream at around 8 p.m. Pacific tonight. So be here for sure for the live stream at 8 p.m. Pacific. Don Lemon, Brian Stelter, Chris Cuomo, pretty much everyone at CNN made millions disparaging Trump. The last 7 years, it's all about how evil and bad and mean Trump is. And that's what it's all about. That's what it has been all about. That's why people don't trust media. You have everyone from the New York Times, the Washington Post, MSNBC, CNN, Vanity Fair, Esquire, Rolling Stone, The Atlantic, New Yorker, New York Magazine, Daily Beast, BuzzFeed, Vice, Mother Jones, The Nation, Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert. You'd have Twitter, all of Twitter up until recently, social media algorithms, everything is Trump bad, Democrats good. That's the theme, and if they're not saying it outright, it's the theme of everything. Yeah, and you have to ask yourself, how did we come to this point? And the reason is because Trump defeats mashed potato brains Joe and the vice president, Harris, in the latest polls. It was a Harvard poll that came out. And I did a segment on that. Nobody cared about the segment, but I did a segment on that. That's with only negative media coverage. And there was an article the other day that I talked about in my live stream yesterday. Biden has received more favorable media coverage than any president in recent memory, whether it's ever or in recent memory. And Trump has received the worst media coverage. And still Trump surpasses Biden in the latest poll. What does that tell you? That tells you Trump is running a 40-yard dash in 4.8 with a 100-pound backpack on him. Okay? Imagine if he took the 100-pound backpack, he'd run like, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, 40-yard dash. So, politically speaking, I'm obviously imagine if he had just media coverage that wasn't always apoplectic and sensationalized. I mean, they're outright lying about Trump all the time. And if they get caught in a lie, it's always, an appeal to authority. So they say, there was a spy balloon under Trump's administration. Well, how do you know? Well, it's been reported. Okay, it's been reported. Fine. Is there any evidence? Can the United States public, can the populace see any evidence? No, you can't see it. It's a classified briefing. So you're making it up. So there's no evidence at all. Does the Loch Ness Monster exist also? What about Santa Claus and, the UFOs that are being downed above the U.S.? I mean, are there Martians? Okay, many people still think there are. So you can't just appeal to authority and then just say, trust the authority. And that's a logical fallacy. Okay, especially Democrats always say, intelligence said that the Russians wanted Trump. Well, how do you know? Oh, because the DNC was infiltrated. Well, what did that hack have to do with, it was embarrassing emails. Again, why were they so embarrassing? Finally, you'll get them to admit that they cheated Bernie Sanders and that our adversaries wanted us to know this, thus forcing people to vote Trump. Because the truth about the Democratic Party, which is why they censored the New York Post, makes you vote Trump. And that gets to CNN and Don Lemon. Don Lemon is one of the last remaining celebrities at CNN who made a living just taking a giant dump on Trump every day. And like everybody that goes after Trump, it doesn't end well. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Be here for the live stream tonight at 8 p.m. Thanks, everybody.